No bra, no exams. That's the latest policy at OOU University. That's Olabisi Onabanjo University in Ogun State. When I heard it, I was wondering, how did we get here? My name is Wendy Ologe, and you're welcome to Friday Brief. Today, we're discussing a real issue. In the comment section, tell me what you think. Do you think that this university have made the right choice to say that, well, if a girl, it's actually girls, right? Do not wear bra, they will not write exams. I'm like, okay. Now, here is what I think. While you actually put your own, conversations in the comment section, let me tell you what it is that I'm looking at. When a university begins to implement rules like this, as far as I'm concerned, this is not a it's a decency problem. It's They are trying to actually enforce decency, but when you think about it, should that be the job of a university? This is what it reveals: a parenting gap. Pam, pam, pam. Big parenting gap. That's what we're talking about. Now, this outcry is a symptom of a parenting flaw. Is in the value transmission. It's the sign that many young people have not been taught to understand why decency matters. It's not just about the rules, it's about dignity. So their parents failed them to actually understand what dignity is about. Parents have outsourced the teaching of identity. Parents have outsourced the teaching of self-respect. Parents have outsourced the teaching of appropriateness to the school system and social media. That's why the university is now the one trying to make these rules. Like, how did we even get here? People are looking at it from another angle. And it's not a. This is a symptom. It's a symptom of a parenting gap. Now, I wrote about what parents need to teach about decency. And I think that that's one of the things that, we would need to begin to learn. Decency is not oppression. We must be clear about that. Decency is not oppression. It's about context. It's about wisdom. It's about self-respect. And that's one thing we must pay attention to. So here is where what you must teach your children, your girls, your boys. Indecency is not just about girls. It's also about the boys. Number one, your body is not a tool for acceptance. We need to teach our children that. You need to teach them that validation doesn't come from how much they show, but from who they are. Decency protects. It does not restrict your identity. It protects your identity. And one of the things that we do in the Intentional Parent Academy is that we actually groom and teach parents how they can begin to teach these important topics. That's why we run Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. If you look at my screen, there is actually a book. We're giving out these 3 books to people who have registered for Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. And one of the books is the sexual reputation culture. It is part of it. The culture of sugar daddy, the culture of body count being a positive thing, the culture of indecency. We need to actually begin to teach these things at home. The good news is, if you join Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, no, not if. When you join Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, you will get these 3 books: free digital molestation guide, sexual reputation, and even what to do when your child goes through their first crush. All you need to do is to look at the details in the description for you to actually register, or you can say yes to this video and we'll share details of how you can register for this class. Number 2, appropriateness is emotional intelligence. A lot of people don't even know it. Do you know that clothing should be appropriate, to a context? Do you know one of the problems we're having? Parents themselves do not understand the context of actually appropriateness. A child should know where there's a difference between what to wear to a beach and what to wear to a class. That teaching is for a parent to teach it. Freedom without wisdom is just another form of bondage. Freedom without wisdom is another form of bondage. You need to teach your children why some limits are protective, they are not punitive. Number 3, the power of modesty. Teach your children that modesty is not shame. Teach them that confidence is being, enough without shouting for attention. They don't need to shout for attention using their body. You can be visible without being exposed. You can be powerful and be covered. It's your job as a parent to teach it. Number 4, rebellion is not maturity. See, some young people reject values so that they can just rebel. So parents must show that defiance is not empowerment. It's our job to show it. And that nudity is not a proof of liberty. So many young people think that, I can go to school, university. You remember that's when you go to university, that's when you start wearing anything. It's not a form of liberty. Be nude. So while the university's approach might look extreme. He also exposes the vacuum in parenting. He exposes the vacuum in our value-based education that we're not having. This policy should have been parent to children. That's our job. That's our job. It's not really the school's policy, but the school is handicapped because parents are not doing their job. One thing you must take away from this video is start early. Don't wait until they are teenagers to talk about self-image, modesty. Start early. So even if your child is age 1, age 2, the conversation about their self-image starts now. And that's why for the course Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro, we say that sex is not about the mechanics of sex. Sex is about every other thing around that conversation. So when we teach in that 5 module class, we teach about the concept, different things about sex conversation without having to talk about sex itself. That's our job. Model it. Children copy more than they listen. Most of these children dress indecently because their parents also dress indecently. A little cleavage here. These days you go to church, you see even mothers, cleavage, breast open. Why? Short dresses. Why? Then our men are beginning to now dress indecently. Our boys cannot decipher who is a boy, who is a girl. Earrings, hair. See, culture is about, it's not just about, it's about where you're from. It's about the things that, there's a way of a people. That's a way of a people. Okay? And then you must discuss it. You need to involve your children in these conversations. This is why we're hosting Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. Some of us have never sat our children to have these conversations in true and true. We just say it up. You know how you just say, hey, this is your way. Nobody has really taught them why they should wear this wear. There's no deliberate conversation on modesty. There's a lot of assumption around it. So please educate, discuss, right? Discuss about fashion. Discuss about character. Discuss about culture, where you come from, how those things work, and then empower them. You need to help them understand that dressing decently is not about losing power. It's about owning power. You need to actually get to a point where your children get it. And this thing starts from age 1, not when they are 18 and in the university. And if a child have already got to university and this battle is on, there is a foundation that have failed the child. Dear parents, come closer so that we can start this thing quite early. We'll start it now and we begin to move to be able to change the tides of these matters that we find ourselves. My name is Wendy Ologe, and I'm called Africa's #1 parent coach. I'm the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. One of the things you want to do is to join a parenting academy today. We run a parenting academy 1 year through. In the year of our parenting academy, you'll find too many things to learn. You can also get my book, Raising the Girl with Sense. So when I'm raising the boy, you don't need to bail out. There are portions that talks about, deeply about indecency, how culture can influence who you become and how to navigate it. We must begin to raise children better. You can find all my books on Amazon, or you can see the description in this bio for where you can buy e-copies on our seller page, or you can buy from our distributors in different parts of the world: Canada, UK, Australia, Netherlands, different parts of the world. You can get our books directly. I look forward to seeing you again next Friday. See you and have an amazing, amazing week.